Hey there, it's Marshawn Evans Daniels, reinvention strategist, founder of the Godfidence and the Believe Bigger movements and books. And I am super passionate and have committed my life to helping women, ambitious women, to upgrade their income and their influence while also at the same time upgrading their walk with God. And I believe that the atmosphere, or I should say, the arena and the playground of business is one of the ways that I believe heaven is pulling forth all the gifts, purpose, dreams, desires, but also the voice of his daughters who have been living beneath their birthright, living beneath their potential, and certainly living beneath their true purpose, mission, assignment, calling, and destiny. All those are actually not the same thing, but that's not the point of this broadcast and this training or this talk that we're having right now. I wanted to talk with you about one thing that I've observed over the last 11 years, and it's a simple thing, which is how to change your life. Like, it seems so big, but it actually is pretty simple. 11 years ago, or a little bit more than that, I won't age myself, but I found myself at a rock bottom season, didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. I was getting ready to get married, and it was a Monday morning before a Saturday wedding, and I find out my fiance is cheating on me. And I had this whole I had a lot going on. I had this new life I was stepping into. I was about to become a bonus mom to three kids, getting married. I had this huge sports agency managing NFL and NBA players. I had grown the fastest growing women-owned sports agency in less than a year. And all of these things seemed to be working. I was doing television, CNN, Fox Business, ESPN. I'm sitting on the 50-yard lines at games with my clients that I'm managing, and everything seemed like it was clicking all at one time. But then disruption came into my life, and maybe you've experienced that or you're experiencing that right now. Now, it may not be that you got cheated on, or maybe you did. It may not be that you had a career change, but maybe you are. So many of us right now are experiencing massive amounts of disruption, but most of us don't ever really make it to the other side. Most of us are stuck in the actual trauma of the moment. And over the last 11 years, I've been able to reinvent my life, but also to come from really a rock bottom season, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, because I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. So when somebody asked me, Marshawn, how do you change your life? And how have you helped thousands of women and men around the world to change their lives? Like, what does it really mean to believe bigger? What does it really mean to operate with Godfidence? Well, let me say this. To operate with Godfidence simply means to move forward. Everything about the identity that God has for you, the perspective that he requires for you to be able to see, right? The way we see will determine what we seize, but we have to have a supernatural lens that gives us perspective about maybe the mess that we're in the middle of right now. But that is designed for one purpose, and that's to move forward. There's nothing about God that's stagnant. There's nothing about him that is stuck. And even in the wait, there is a new creation that's supposed to be happening in the wait. And you're not supposed to just be sitting. Right? Waiting should actually mean that you're building muscle, you're building stamina, you're building strength, you're becoming a new person. So most of us don't even really know how to wait properly because we haven't been taught. So when people ask me the question, Marshawn, how do you change your life? It's a question I ask myself. Right? I asked myself this years ago, don't know how to pay my bills. My heart is broken. My spirit is weak, and I'm doubting my standing with God. And I'm asking this question, not as a teacher, not as a mentor, not as someone who's on the other side, but someone who's at the bottom. How do I change my life? And I have been able to help other people to build successful lives, but also successful incomes with unlimited income as thought leaders, utilizing their story, their strategies, their experience, their advice, their insight, and even their expertise, and to turn that into an income. So I've watched people change their life, to come through a place of disruption and to turn that disruption into their actual dream life. And I just want to encourage you real quick, because I am going to tell you how to change your life, but I just want to encourage you real quickly because this. Sometimes your dreams can actually begin to unfold, to magnify and amplify until the disruption actually takes place. And so what you think happened to you, it most likely happened for you. But even with that, most people are going to miss it. They're going to say, I'm under attack, or things are happening to me, or it's just not the right time, the right circumstances, or when opportunity presents itself, it's too expensive, it's too hard, it's too this, I'm too female, I'm too young, I'm too black, I'm too this, I'm too... Whatever the thing is that comes up, I've watched people I've watched and walked with, right? Walked with people to radically transform their lives, to experience what it's like to not be able to pay your bills and to do $2 million in an hour. I've had that experience. To experience what it's like for my clients to go from being a graphic designer to totally reinventing her life to, closing her first $1 million year last year. Completely different industry, going from graphic design to sharing advice and insight. But whatever it is that you want to go from and into, I really think it takes three things. This is what I've learned in building my own multi-million-dollar company, helping other women and men step onto the path of prosperous living that is aligned spiritually, but also that is representative of the caliber of your brilliance, your anointing, and the desire that is really a holy desire to be able to create legacy, to create income for your family. And maybe you're like me, you're the first generation. But I've learned that it takes, there's three aspects to this and they're not all the same, and so how do you change your life? It comes down to this. A lot of people have desire. And I believe that desire is wonderful. Desire is important. Desire is one of those higher level beliefs that elevates us into the elevated intention of God, right? I believe that. Desire is connected to destiny, but desire is not enough to enter your destiny. Desire is the starting point, but it's not the finishing. And many people have desire, but your desire without what is truly required, decision, means nothing. Desire without decision means nothing. Even God doesn't require us to follow him. Like, that's still a decision. So when you want to change your life, that's the first place that you start. We start with step one, which is, what is it that I desire? The Bible says that God gives you the desires of your heart. He gives us the desires of our hearts. It means he literally gives us that desire. So what you want is likely what God also wants for you. And a lot of people will give you all kinds of messages about you can't trust yourself and you're going to mess up your life and you got to wait till you hear from the Lord. But what if God only speaks very gently and subtly? And what if his love language is the language of inner desire, that recurring indication, even just the fact that you're listening to this right now? And the word desire comes from the root word deseo, which means of the Father. And so, it's a great place to start. But I've seen many blessed, gifted, anointed, talented, able people be stuck in a place of desire, which is no different than being stuck in a place of trauma at the end of the day, because stuck is still stuck. And you've got to get to a point where your desire is greater than your discomfort. It will be uncomfortable to move into destiny, but your desire has got to become greater than your discomfort. But even with desire, it's not enough. Step one is you need desire. Step two is you need decision. You need decision. And decision is literally like a cutting off. It's to decide. It means like to sever. It means I'm stepping away from what I was and I am choosing to step into something new. Now, that is not going to happen automatically. You don't just walk into a new life, actually. You decide your way, and then you decide, and then you decide, and you decide again. And you've got to make get a realistic understanding for yourself. What decisions have I not been mature enough to make? What investments have I not been mature enough to make? What have I not decided because I don't really believe I'm worthy of? Who have I not decided to partner with, to work with, to learn from, and to glean from because I'm actually deciding to stay in a safe place as opposed to a spectacular place? So the second thing you need is decision. And the third thing is that you have to make a commitment to no longer dabble, right? It really just comes down to those two steps. But I want to throw in the dabble, because many people think they've made a decision, but you've got to do a true assessment of how you've actually just been dabbling. How you've been dabbling because you still doubt yourself. You doubt your voice. You doubt your worth. You doubt your readiness. You doubt like if something great and magnificent could happen to you. So then you choose people, you choose opportunities, you choose things that align with the lower level of how you actually see yourself. So look, that's what it comes down to. It's super simple, actually. And if this has been helpful to you, I would encourage you to share this with others. But also, I have a complimentary training that's coming up called Make Money Speaking and Coaching. You can go to marshawn.com/make, and you can get access to it. It's going to show you how to build a high-end speaking and coaching empire. And you're worthy of using your voice to change the lives of other people. And that's really how you change your life, too. Take care. God bless. I can't wait to see you elevate your life in whatever that looks like for you.